It is taking something as random as a fair toss of a coin and finding predictability in it. Could I apply that to the lottery? For months, I lived with a year's worth of lottery numbers written up across a wall in my house, trying to think of how you could make predictions from randomness. And then, late one evening, I was having a bowl of oxtail soup, love it, and a memory of something I'd read hit me. In 1906, a scientist called Francis Galton stumbled across a bizarre phenomenon at a country fair. 800 members of the public competed to guess the weight of a prize ox that was on display, and the person who got closest won. But after it was all over, Galton worked out the average guess. In other words, he added up all the estimations and divided by the number of guesses, and the result was the exact weight of the ox. As groups, we make far better decisions than experts on their own ever do. This real phenomenon with huge implications has been called the wisdom of crowds. So, keeping an open mind, I got a group of people together to try the same theory with the lottery. The idea was to have them look at lottery numbers from over the last year and have them guess which ones would come next, and then work out the mean average of their guesses. If there were a pattern, as a group, they would unconsciously find it, even though none of them would know individually what that pattern was. So, 2 Saturdays ago, 24 volunteers, here they are, they all studied the chart and wrote down what they thought the next 6 lottery numbers would be. Then we wanted to get the average guess for each ball. So they'd all been asked to bring calculators with them, and they added up their guesses for each ball and divided by 24 the number of people making guesses. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We ended up with 6 numbers, and then the group went out and they played those numbers that evening. Guess how many of the numbers were correct? 2, 1. It was 1. It was rubbish. So I was ready to ditch the whole idea. But then I thought I'd give it one more go, this time changing one factor. Could emotions, like greed or the anticipation of winning, psychologically get in the way of picking the right numbers? Does the emotion behind wanting to win somehow stop you from winning? We all got together to give it another go. To avoid the greed factor and hopefully get a better result, I asked our 24 volunteers to guess the next 6 lottery numbers and write them down, but we would not do the maths till after the lottery result had been announced. Again, they studied the previous year's worth of draws and went with their instincts. What would the next 6 numbers be? Everybody writes down what they think the first ball will be, so we can add them up and divide by 24 to get the average for ball number 1. And then we'll do the same with ball number 2, and so on. The front row came up to represent the 6 balls, and they noted everyone's guesses.
11.
44.
26. 19.
40. 33.
18. 24. 27.
Then we watched the lottery, the moment of truth. Does anybody else like... Now, we haven't got the necessary clearance to show you the lottery results that we were watching, but look online if you want to check this draw's results. It was Wednesday, the 2nd of September. The 8, 7, 4, 2, 27, 35. Good, so you've each got a list of numbers for each ball. You're going to add them all up now and divide by 24, which is the number of people in this room. So, off you go. So our 6 number crunchers were now working out the average of everyone's guesses. We waited for the results of the calculations. Would they match the lottery numbers that had been drawn? So, Terry, will you first of all turn around what you have? You have number 19, which is not one of the balls in tonight's lottery. Eleanor, will you please turn around yours? 23 was also not in tonight's lottery. Sally, will you please turn yours around? Sally has 28, which was in tonight's lottery. A round of applause. Rachel, will you turn yours around? 24. No, again, there is no 24. Neela, can you turn yours around, please? We have 35. That's 2 out of 6. And Kevin, turn yours around. 27. We have 3 out of 6 numbers. We have 3.
After the first session, when we just got 1, I was really surprised at how we got 3 this time, so that's really exciting.
I was just really impressed that we got the other 3 numbers, so it's kind of a good moving forward from last Saturday.
Maybe it's different now that we've seen the result. We got through the ball, so now maybe we feel more like a group and we can do it. It is promising, you know, I mean, now seeing this, it's like, come on, team. We got this in the bag.
So lovely to meet you too. Thank you so much for doing this. So you're a curator at the Science Museum.
Yeah, that's right.
You've kindly lent us yourself for this experiment. Thank you very much. So I'm going to give you this, which is a big board and some black paint and a brush, and I'm going to ask you to go and paint something on this. Now, the only limitation I'm going to give you, please, is that it's something that's going to be relatively simple. I kind of